Hi, this is Kevin Quigley, and welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. Lily McNamara has been known as the healer with the hat. She works with tarot, with Reiki, past lives work, and other things. She loves working with adults, children, and animals, and in particular, she calls to herself people who have experienced some trauma in their lives so that she can help them empower themselves towards their own healing.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. I'm Lily McNamara in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So let's see what Gilded Tarot, this beautiful deck, has for us today, shall we? Let's give it a quick shuffle. Pick off the top. Ooh. Eight of Pentacles. Good card, a hard-working card. We love some effort, some good effort in a card. So, what do I want to talk about with the Eight of Pentacles? I think I'm going to pick a controversial topic today, just because it's fun. So, Eight of Pentacles has a lot to do with work and hard work and mastering your skill. And a lot of people have a misconception about spiritual work and holistic work and tarot reading, that it's something that you just like fall into, which some people have intense natural ability that they're born with, that they just hone and it's beautiful. Most people are born with abilities that then they have to train with and work with, that it's not something that happens overnight. And with this instant gratification type of culture that we live in, a lot of people think that to be able to do any kind of holistic spiritual tarot work professionally, you can do it in a weekend. Kind of like how they say, oh, Reiki, you take one weekend and now you're a professional and now you can run your own business and now you're making $100,000 a year. And it's not like that. It is hard work. It's meant to be hard. Spiritual work is meant to move with your soul, which is a very natural movement, but it's not meant to be easy for anyone to do it, for anyone to be a professional at it and to give that service to other people, especially for profit. I'm not talking about someone who does it as a hobby, someone who does it for their friends or family, or someone who does it for themselves. All of that, rock it out. And everyone has to start somewhere. You cannot start at badass, high king shit, epic, best in the field. That's not the way it works. You cannot wake up one day and think divine just went ding and you got it. It doesn't work that way. I've met so many people who say, I want to start doing this. How do I start? I want to be a professional today. And the answer is no. You can't just pick it up and be a professional with anything that involves messing with and interfering with someone's life. Because that's the scope of tarot. When you're giving someone a reading, you're not only touching their soul, but you're also interjecting with their energy and giving them wisdom about what's going on with their life. And that is a big deal. And you need to know what discernment is and what ethics are to be able to do that. And so I really like the Eight of Pentacles because it's like, yeah, you worked hard and you're doing great, and now is the time that it will get better. It's not like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to start doing this and do it today and it'll be great. Most people who try to do that fail. I was going to say sadly, but inevitably fail. And that is okay. That is part of their path. When you think of the people who do this professionally, and I mean this is their full-time job, this is what they're passionate about, this is their life's purpose, this is their career. When they do their intro at the beginning of classes, courses, anything like that, you look at their bio on their website, it never says, I picked this up one weekend and now I'm a professional. It always says, I started at X age, I trained for this long, this is where I trained, this is what I did, whether I was self-taught or through an institution, and now I've mastered it, and now I'm high king shit badass. And if you want to get to high king shit badass, you have to put in the work. And the thing is that it's not like school. It's not like high school where you're learning about shit that you really don't care about. I'm sorry, I have never used a civics class in my life. I know other people do, history buffs. God bless you, because it ain't happening with me. it's learning about something that you should be passionate about. So you should want to learn about it. And with that, so with it being hard work, it doesn't have to be harder. A lot of people go like this and are like, well, I have to learn this way. And that's not true. So several people I know learn through reading, and so they devour books at an extremely alarming rate. I am dyslexic. If you said that I had to learn all the modalities that I know through reading, I would not be where I am at all. I'd probably still be on the first modality, on the first set of books, trying to slog through it, not understanding. I learned through classes, courses, one-on-one mentorships, that type of thing, because that's how I learned, and that's how I was able to instill it in me. Some people read it and they're like, oh, I got it, let's do this. With that, you don't just read one book and become a master. You have to read a lot. And it's the same, you take a lot of classes. You don't take one weekend course and you master energy healing. You take several. I'm trained in 4 different energy healing modalities from around the world. And after years and years of practice and mastering it, now I'm high king shit at it, and I'm very comfortable with it. And so honor the journey and the time it takes, because as you're learning these things, as you're doing the hard work of the 8 of Pentacles, you're learning so much more, and you're learning not only your style, but you're honing your technique. So it's how you personally do a reading. It's how you personally transfer energy and meaning. And then it's also learning the tips and skills to really make it effective for somebody. There's a lot of people who, like with doctors or mechanics, are like, it took you 15 minutes to diagnose me, I should only pay for 15 minutes. It's like, no, you are paying for the expertise that took a decade for them to learn how to diagnose you and to fix your car or to tell you that you have the flu or whatever in 15 minutes. That's what you're paying for. So as a reader, think of it that way. You're learning your expertise so that it doesn't take you a year, a week to do something that someone who has mastered it could do it in 15 minutes. You want to get to that 15-minute point. And the fact that you're not starting there does not mean that you're shit. It means that you're starting. And the cool thing about where you start with the hard work of learning and changing and doing all of this is that you always remember your first time. You will always remember the first reading you gave. You'll always remember the first time a spirit came to visit you. You'll always remember the first time you mastered a technique, you moved forward. And so it is great. And you will never be able to go back and have that first experience again. So those should be exciting and wonderful, and you should really want to embrace them because they're awesome. The experiences that I had early on shaped who I am as a reader, as a healer, but also as a person. And wanting to skip that step does a real injustice to yourself, not just to the client that you're going to see and they're just going to give you money and want your time, talent, and expertise, which is what they pay for. You're really doing yourself an injustice, because those learning years, whether it's when you're a kid, whether it's in your 20s, whether it's in your 50s, whenever you start your journey is fine, and everyone wants to move forward. Everyone wants to be running and sprinting, but really enjoy the crawling. Really enjoy soaking up the information that you're getting and appreciating how it's going to change your life and how you're going to integrate it into your life, not just your reading style. It's beautiful. I really want you to enjoy it. I loved mine. Now, I'm a little bit different. I'm a little bit weird, but that's okay. I like it that way. I started training when I was 10, and so I became a professional in my teens, so that by my 20s, I had mastered several modalities, and now that I'm in my 30s, I'm high king shit at the things that I do, and I'm very comfortable with that. I couldn't imagine starting young and thinking, oh yeah, I can do it. I messed up a lot, just like everybody. Everyone is going to mess up. When you're doing the work, part of learning is making mistakes. It's having someone tell you, no, you fucked up. But it's also discovering that you fucked up yourself. So it's this beautiful journey of self-discovery. Why wouldn't you want it? So whenever I see so many people, and especially now with all these weekend courses that it's like, in a weekend, do this. And everything will change and you'll quit your 9 to 5 and your 401k and your health insurance and you'll do this. That's not realistic. You need to be realistic with your path and honor each step. You can't skip the first 20 steps just to get to the end because the end is pretty. All of it is pretty. All of it is cool and wonderful. And it's also who you meet on the way doing this hard work. So some of the people that I met early on, I am still friends with today. When I was, just starting professionally, I met Nancy Antonucci. To this day, she is my homegirl. And she's one of the best readers in the Twin Cities. I love her. She's an author. She's great, and she has taught me so much. And she's the one who did my tarot training. And I've known her forever. And I love that. But I met her at the beginning. And I wouldn't want to give up that friendship for anything. And so when you have these experiences early on in your training, in your self-discovery, in your exploration, they're going to be great. And you're going to also meet people who rub you the wrong way in this field because you're not going to get along with everybody because that is impossible. We are all so unique and flamboyant that you ain't going to like all of us. And that's good too because you're learning about yourself and what energy you resonate with and what's going to work for you and what you want to integrate into your personal life, what you want to integrate into your professional life, what you want to embody as a reader, as a healer, as a person. And all of that is so essential to your path to getting to the high king shit mastery of it. And with that, I don't know. I loved my journey and learning, and I hope that everyone else does too. And so when you look at it, it should be exciting. And if you try and do everything at once, you're not going to know what's going to resonate with you most. So take one modality at a time. Take 2 modalities, maybe, if you're super ambitious. And learn it and master it and keep going and keep moving forward. It is meant to be a journey. It is meant to be wonderful. And having you learn more about yourself and your craft and yourself as a professional, but also a reader, it is meant to be epic. Don't skip the epic step because something is down the line. It is a cliche, but it is about the journey because the journey is what makes you a master. You don't just get to wake up and be one. You have to put the work in. And so with the 8 of Pentacles, that's what I think about when people say, they want to be an overnight something. It's oh no, it takes some stamina. I think I was in training for 5 years before I ever saw a client. I had mentors from 10 to 15, and at 15 I saw my first professional client, and that was huge for me, but it took 5 years for me to get there. And I'm not saying it's going to take you 5 years. I was young. I was a kid. I was still in elementary school. So just remember that. Remember that it's about the process and the journey. It's not going to be an overnight thing, and that's a good thing. That's happy. That's wonderful. And to also really honor and enjoy the relationships and connections that you've made throughout the way. Because like I said, at the beginning, I met Nancy Antonucci, but now that I'm older, I actually met Kevin, who did my lovely intro. Thank you, boo. And I love him too, but I wouldn't have met him if I hadn't have gone on the journey. And so you're going to meet people who are really going to touch your life and your soul, and that's important too. So it's not just what you learn, but who you come across on your journey as you're learning new modalities and getting into tarot or mastering another modality. Rock it out, learn, do, be, absolutely. But remember to pace yourself and to honor the path that you're on and the steps you have to take so that it becomes this amazing experience that you can look back on and go, that was awesome, instead of, I hated that. That was like high school. And I'm sure some people liked high school. I didn't. I learned shit that I did not care about. Algebra. So that is what I have to say about the 8 of Pentacles with the, let me pick it up. I'm trying not to drop it. I'm so sorry. With the Gilded Tarot deck. It is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for coming and engaging and watching this and listening to all the hard work that is so gratifying and amazing and exciting for people to learn. I hope that you like, comment, share, interact with us. People with Tarot Off the Cuff are super engaging and we love to hear from you. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I am Lily McNamara in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and you just watched Tarot Off the Cuff.
Hi, thanks for watching. This is Kevin Quigley with Tarot Off the Cuff. If you can take a second, click the subscribe button down below. That'll let you know when a new video is posted and you might want to jump over and watch it. If you hit the thumbs up for the videos that you really like, that will help spread the word so new people will find Tarot Off the Cuff in their feed, and that helps the channel grow. That would be great. And if you got a question or a comment, positive or negative, whether you agree or disagree, or if you want to add information or your own take on a particular card or a particular topic, put a comment down below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much.